Wagwan, my loves. This knowledge butterfly is always sending you guys out peace, blessings, love, and abundance. This video is about letting go of things that no longer serve you. Uh, with everything, like me and my one of my sisters was reasoning on yesterday, and she was just talking about how heavy and how thick the air was, how everything felt just really heavy, really dense, and knowing that a lot of that has to do with the things that are going on in the media. um Kobe Bryant and his daughter transitioning, so definitely sending love and support to his family and the 7 other people that also transitioned, which the number 9, it was 9 people that transitioned. And so number 9 is all about transformation. And so looking at it from the standpoint of an occultist or from a metaphysical standpoint, you can see the spirituality in that, and you can find beauty through the sadness of that. For where a lot of people don't see it, right? Um, but this video is not about that. I actually feel like I'm going to do a video about that, and it's going to be different than what you think. It's not conspiracy theory. It's literally a spiritual video. All right. But anywho's, letting go and letting God. A lot of times in life, we hold on to things that no longer serve us. And the reason why it no longer serves us is because those things that we're holding on to in the physical are old thought patterns that we used to have, right? They're old things that we used to think. And the reason why it's bothering us is because we have done the work, we've worked on letting things go. We've been doing affirmations and things of that nature. We've been meditating. We've been doing all these things to reprogram our subconscious mind. And we've been doing chakra work to release and purge things that no longer serve us. So when we have a person that we manifested in our life because at that time that's the way we thought, and everything in us and around us is telling us we need to let it go. We feel it in us. It feels heavy and it hurts. Every time we think about letting go of it, it hurts. That's how we know we're supposed to let go of it, because if the emotion of hurt comes up, if it comes up to the surface, that means that that's something that you have to let go. And dealing with pain can be difficult, but on the other side of pain, this is dealing with the law of polarity. The other side of pain is joy. So if you're already dealing with pain, the next thing that has to come is the joy. That's the next wing of the pendulum. That's the law of rhythm. So I say that to say, because for me, in December of last year, I finally let go of a relationship that had not been good for me for a very long time. Really, it was a lesson in myself that I needed to learn, because when I manifested this person, I manifested them in total ego. I manifested them in 2017. I shouldn't say total ego, but a lot of ego. Um, and the reason I manifest them with a lot of ego is because I was so far in my higher chakras that I wasn't grounded, and this person always grounded me. They always brought me down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Always, and always not in the most pleasant way. Um, but the heart wants what the heart wants. But we got to realize that when the heart and the mind do not agree, when they are in disarray, when they're not in harmony, you are going to feel pain. You're going to feel pain. Um, Even when you release the situation, you're going to feel pain for a while until you get yourself back in balance. Well, you know what I'm saying? Think of the heart as the feminine principle, and think of the mind as the masculine principle. So remember, you are working to become an androgynous, or if you want to say you're working to create a child, you know what I'm saying, that, or to become the child, to have a childlike state. And a childlike state is being full of imagination, is being full of faith, and it's being full of um, joy, and just kind of like the idea of not knowing anything, coming into it like You are not the end all be all, like you haven't learned everything on this earth. Think of a child, how they go about exploring everything. When they start walking, well, each stage of their life, they're dealing with exploration. When they're first born, they're exploring through what they take into their mouth and what they're taking in through their eyes and their ears, because their hands, for the most part, they don't have control over their motor skills. You know what I'm saying? So that's a different part of their development. But once they start crawling, and then they get to the stage of walking, they're doing more exploration. They can touch different things. They can reach things that they couldn't reach before. All right. Think of it that way. So think about every time you let go of something, you are emptying your cup in order to allow yourself to receive the things that you've been working so hard to get. And as long as you keep that cup full with the things that don't benefit you and serve you, you cannot move on. Children are very, very good with um, letting things go. So, like a child may throw a temper tantrum, but a few minutes later, they're good, they're playing, they're having a good time. It's no big deal. It's no big deal for them. You know what I'm saying? We, especially when we get into consciousness, we take everything so seriously. We don't, we, we get that spirituality is serious, but it's also supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be uh so heavy all the time. It's not supposed to be um so left brain thinking. We still are caught up in the left brain thought process. And the more and more we incorporate and balance our right brain, the more and more we get to the real, which is really about understanding yourself better, understanding what makes you tick, and that's how you're able to let go of things. That's how you're able to be be in true peace and oneness with yourself and become the one that you're supposed to be. That's how you're able to be um, a true God and a goddess, you know? Um, so yeah, right now I'm at a point where I'm dealing with the hurt of the situation, because even though I let this person go in December, um, recent things have shown me exactly that, yes, everything that I did was correct, and spirit has revealed a lot of information about this person to me. Even without me seeing with my two eyes, I know it's true. Because because I know this person. I knew this person when I met them. Because remember, all these people, everybody outside of you is a reflection of you. They are truly represent your universe, what's going on inside of you. So at that time, he was he was a manifestation of something I needed to work on in myself, and some lessons I need to learn within myself. And me being able to be where I am, I've come a long way, because in the ending of a relationship, I used to be so very emotional to the point where I wouldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I would have all of these manifestations that were not beneficial. Um, and there was just such a negative way of dealing with it. Now, I'm not saying that crying is definitely important. I haven't cried or anything like that. And I realize that I do not cry a lot. And it's not that I haven't told myself it's okay. I even told myself, if you want to cry, go ahead and cry. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a child. You mothering yourself. You're mothering yourself and saying, it's okay, sweet. It's okay, baby. Cry if you need to cry. It just hasn't come right now. So I may wind up just taking myself uh, a uh, what do you call those? It's kind of like an aura bath, but it's dealing with the deity Quan Yin, who is in Asian mythology. I think it's actually Japanese mythology. Quan Yin is the deity of compassion and of the heart chakra. She's like the Jesus of Japan. And when you do a Quan Yin bath, you're learning how to have compassion for everything outside of you and inside of you. And you actually wind up getting emotional and crying and things of that nature. So I might do that, because the more you cry and you let go and release it, the more you're able to move forward. Because my mind is giving me all, my mind is like the prosecution. It's giving me all the evidence as to why I should why I made a good decision. I should have let it go. But my heart is like the defense and saying, but all of these other things, all of these good things that, there were good times. And it's not saying that there were not good times. What it's saying is that this person was not ready for the level of growth that I am right now. And this is just no disrespect, and getting to the point where you wish them well, and you realize that you do still have love for that person, and it's okay. However, your path is going in a different direction. You have split paths. You're going on different paths right now, and that's okay to do that. Like I said, it's gonna be painful. I can tell you from experience, because I'm going through it right now. However, I know I always come out on the winning side of these things when I listen to my spirit, and I'm listening to my spirit and I'm walking in it. I had utilized my pendulum to even confirm before I had let him go, months before I let him go, if I needed to end that relationship. And the answer was yes, multiple times. I just didn't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? It was still stubborn and they're still holding on to it. So now I'm finally allowing myself to go through the grief process. And this is a perfect time to actually be going through that. Like I said, with the whole Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and the 7 other people that transitioned and transformed in that helicopter crash. So this is the perfect time to be releasing and letting go of things. When with this being the energy being heavy and transformation and letting go of things, this is the time for you to become the phoenix from the ashes. This is the time for you to rise to your best version of yourself. And I'm going to keep using those words, being the best version of yourself. Now, also, I keep shouting out Brother Panic, but I have to. He was the person that I learned about the Quan Yin bath from. It's actually, um, I think it's half a cup of sea salt and half a cup of sugar. And most people, they'll tell you to use that raw sugar, but you can use whatever sugar you have, because it's really all in your mind. Your mind is what makes it magical. You know what I'm saying? So you're literally doing the balance of the salt and the sugar, the yang and that yin energy. All right, it's all about transformation. It's all about growing in yourself and being the best version of you. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let go of things that are no longer serving you guys. That's on the inside of you and on the outside of you. You'll realize the things that when you start to let go of things on the inside of you, you'll feel a nag to let go of those things on the outside of you as well. Because the energy that you let go on the inside of you, you had created a physical manifestation of that. All right, you have created a reflection of that to show you what you were dealing with in your innerverse. Your outerverse shows you what you're dealing with in your innerverse. So if you ever want to check the temperature of what the fuck is going on with you, look at what's going on around you and internalize that. Realize that it's not them, it's you. It is always you. It's always something that you need to work on. So I realize that I have to check me. I have to be that referee for myself. You know what I'm saying? I become the referee. I'm in the center. I got the black and white on, dealing with that yin and yang energy, so they don't get out of control. Because they literally, it's that left brain, right brain um, war. It's the clash of the titans. You know what I'm saying? Inside of yourself. It's that war in yourself. The battle is really within. It's not without. And when you start realizing that, it makes it so much easier. So much easier, my loves. Like I said, it can be painful, but at the end of the day, you're going to be rewarded with so much because you let go of those things. Even still, like I'm going to show you this, guys, before I ended this video. This Queen of Diamonds on I think it was Friday. On Friday, I was babysitting my niece, and I went to go lie her down in the bed. And I looked down because I have these cards on my altar, my ancestral altar, and my ritual altar. It's an intermix of each other. On the left side of my altar, this is a sidebar. On the left side of my altar, I have pictures of my mother's side of the family. So it's my mother and her grandparents, so my great grandparents, and then my uncle that transitioned, going on 2 years this year. Then on the right side of the altar is my pictures of my dad's side of the family that transitioned during different periods. And it's more pictures of my dad's side than my mom's side, because I realized my dad's side actually more people transition than my mom's. I'm gonna add a couple more pictures. I do have a couple more to add of my mom's, my dad's side will still outnumber my mom's because they just lose more people. All right. Anywho's, in the center of that altar, to bring them together, it's where I do my ritual work. Is where my candles go. It's where I utilize crystals to put on the side of my candles to amplify the energy and all of those things. All right. I also have, sitting on my dad's side, because that's what I call the nigga side. That's the hustler side. My mom's side is the religious side. So I have my playing cards representing the energy of cardology on there. The cards that I pulled during the new year, and I have some my tarot cards that I've had pulled during the new year. Now the tarot cards I've taken off, and I still have the cardology cards on there. And out of all the cards, only one card fell off the altar, and it was face down, and it was this card, the Queen of Diamonds, right? The Queen of Diamonds energy is very interesting because recently I met this older lady at the Mexican market, and she kind of started telling me some things about myself. She was reading my etheric body, my part of my auric field, and we have many layers to our auric field. The etheric body is what is generated from your root chakra, okay? And so she was telling me some information about myself, and she was telling me some gifts that I had that hadn't come out of me, and I haven't been able to express because I needed to relax. I need to let go of things, right? And she also told me that I was going to meet a woman that was going to come into my life and be a mentor. And this Queen of Diamonds, this Queen of Diamonds falling out tells me that this is the type of energy of the woman that I'm going to meet. And the lady that I met in the market actually came, I met her after I had broken up with this man. And she told me the woman was coming. The Queen of Diamonds is the sun card for the man that I broke up with. This is his card. So until I had let him go, I could not allow the energy of this woman to come into my life, who is a higher vibrational energy of him, because I become a higher vibrational energy of the Queen of Diamonds. You see how that works? That's why you have to let go. Um, and so this card I've been carrying around with me since Friday when I found it. I took it with me to the market. It fell out of my pocket, and my dad found it, and he put it back face down, sitting on the dining room table. And then I put it back in my pocket or whatever. And sometimes I just keep it with me. Sometimes I'll just keep it on the bed with me, because right now I'm actually sleeping with the Ace of Spades, and the Ace of Spades has to deal with the occult information and the subconscious mind, and the moon. And the moon deals with your dreams. So I actually sleep with the Ace of Spades under my pillow with the Numite crystal, and I just recently added malachite as well. So the dreams that I have been having, when I tell you, they have been something serious. They've been really, really serious and really profound. So um, I'm gonna end the video on that note, guys. Let go and let God. And when I say let God, I'm talking about your higher self. Let go, which means letting go, getting the ego out of the way, and letting your God mind, your God mind, your higher self, handle things and take care of things. There's no reason to worry. There's no reason to have anxiety. Trust in yourself. Until you get to the point where you start trusting yourself, that's what your affirmations are for. Even when you're not trusting yourself, speak that you are. Speak that you do trust in your intuition. You trust in your intuition to guide you in the right direction. And watch, you will shortly get to that point. But the more you affirm it, the more you put in the spiritual work, the faster that the results will come. All right. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. I love you guys so much. I really do. I heart you. Peace.